Good morning, amazing, powerful community members, audience, life changers. Thank you all for being here. Before we kick off this special moment and event, my name is Han Hib. I'm the principal of the school. Honored and blessed to be here. But it's about our kids. It's about our scholars. It's not a political line, but it's the truth. And that's why we're all here. So speaking of that, we have the best of the best young cheerleaders on the entire planet here. They're going to kick us off and start our performance. Take it away, amazing scholars.
We are dolphins. Put your hands together. Let's hear it for the best. Dolphins are number one. We're better than the rest. Yellow, blue, and white. Nothing else is right. Yellow, blue, and white. Dolphins unite. Dolphins.
Let's give them a nice round of applause. You guys are amazing. Oh, wonderful. So how many of us here can wish we could kick like that? Or cheer like that? We wish, right? We wish. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right. Hey, one more time. Would you give a nice round of applause? Again, my name is Han Hib. I'm the principal of the school here. Honored and blessed to be here. Today, we're going to get a chance to hear about our rich history, celebrate our present, and push forward to the hope of our future. And so before we hear those stories, I want to take a moment to bring up an incredible young scholar who's going to open us out with our Pledge of Allegiance. She's involved with multiple things on our campus, ASB, leadership, cheer, you name it. You know, Dr. Greer talks about Black excellence. Well, this is a living embodiment of Black excellence in its form. So we're going to bring up the great Delia Armstrong that's going to take us to our Pledge of Allegiance. Would you rise to our Pledge of Allegiance?
Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is this Black excellence or what? Let's give her a nice round of applause. Next, I'd like to honor dignitaries, and by the way, you all are dignitaries. You all are VIPs, very important people. But some people have taken time out of their busy schedule to come here, and I just want to make sure we honor our incredible people who make hope happen in our district. First and foremost, we want to honor our Vice President of the Board, Mr. Incredible Tillman. And we can see him right there. Secondly, I want to honor our partners in Highland Shares. They are the best of the best. I know Eric might disagree because Eric thinks he's the best of the best, Mr. Right here. But Captain Giles, Super Duper, Lieutenant Duper, and Chief Walker. Thank you so much. Also, want to honor Mr. Sam Precy, in charge of our M&O department here. Thank you so much, Sam Precy. Mr. Tom Pace, the man that was the brainchild behind this whole project, and just incredibly honored. Thank you, Mr. Sam Precy. Sorry, Tom Pace. Sorry, Tom Pace over there. Thank you. How many people love food? We all love food, yes. Can't go without it. And nutrition services is a powerful, dynamic team. And Adrian Robles and our team back there. Thank you so much, Director Adrian Robles and your team for all you do. Ginger Ontiveros and the rest of our amazing cabinet team right here. Thank you so much. Our own school police are one of the few districts in America that has a 24-hour service school police that works with our partners. And the chief, I call him the big sheepdog, Mr. Chief Polino right here. Give him a nice round of applause. We have a representative for Mr. James Ramos, Democrat elected from the 45th District. A representative here, Ms. Daisy Ramos. Thank you for being here. We have our architects, the greatest architects in the world, truly the world's greatest architects coming in. Mr. Mark Graham and Mr. Slade. Let's give them a nice round of applause. Our administrator in charge, and there's 4 of them, now currently 3, is that correct? But they're all phenomenal leaders. We have one here, Dr. Sandra Rodriguez. And, oh,
New board member?
wonderful. I'm on.
Mary Ellen, I'm really proud of it.
You got to say it slow for me.
Mariana.
Mary
Mary Ellen.
Mary Ellen, okay. Another one of our incredible board members, Mary Ellen. Thank you so much. I gotta tell you, I cannot tell your age because you're so hip looking. That's awesome. Some of you, I didn't ask that age, but you are very hip looking. Thank you, Mary Ellen. Thank you. So, first, you're gonna hear some stories and narratives of where we were, who we are now, and where we're going in the future. And I'm so honored, first and foremost, to bring up our incredible Vice President of the board, Mr. Danny Tillman.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So let's give the cheerleaders a round of applause. They did a great job. Let's give Delilah Armstrong a round of applause for doing a good job. You know, everything we do, whether it's building a building or whatever it is to help provide the best education possible. That's what it all comes back to. I want to welcome our new board member, Ms. Grande. You know, when you get a new board member, you always try to get a feel for them. And I like Ms. Grande. We get along well, and that's a good thing. I want to thank Dr. Rodriguez for doing a great job as our acting superintendent. She's done a whole lot of great things in this short period of time since we've been without a superintendent. So I really appreciate the work that she's doing. You all don't know all the things that she's done, but I do personally. As the fires come up and there's problems, she's done a great job at finding solutions, and that's a big deal. I want to thank all of our administrators and the facility staff, and I know we have Jennifer for communications, Chief Polino, where's Chief at? Right there. And then our partners, the San Diego County Sheriff's Department, thanks for coming out. It's a big deal to have 3 of you here, so I don't take that for granted. It really is a show of support. And just to see the interaction between you guys and Chief Polino is a big deal. As a board member, one of the things you worry about the most is safety. And there was a thing going on where it was a political thing to say, defund the police. And I was the first one that said, we're not defunding the police. I'm born and raised in San Bernardino. There are times when you want the police. And if I didn't have the police, then after those things happened where you needed the police to help, then the parents would be mad at me because I didn't have the police. So as a board member, I had to have the foresight to see that and understand the reasoning behind it. But today we're here as a celebration. Just look at this beautiful building and the beautiful upgrades to the school. It's just amazing. I've been on the school board for 28 years. And I actually started working, I was in the treasurer's office from 1990 to 2005. So when I got elected in 1995, I had a good feel for finances in terms of how they work. And the state had a program, it was called hardship funding. And we had to fill out certain paperwork and take out a certain amount of loans in order to build schools for almost totally paid for by the state of California. We paid our taxes, so to me, it was just a matter of which school district in the state of California was going to get the most amount of that money for their district. And we worked to position our district so that we could get whole bunch of that money. Since I've been on the board, we've built over 16 brand new schools, which is really unheard of. But you can have the vision, but it takes the people in this room to do the work to make it come to fruition. So I appreciate everybody, including the architecture firms that we have here, the people that do the construction. It's a big deal. There's a lot of stereotypes associated with San Bernardino. We recently had a new administrator come to San Bernardino, and they said, hey, we're gonna paint the schools, we're gonna put some grass in the schools, and we're gonna make the schools look good. And I was thinking to myself, it's obvious this person hasn't been around our district because we've done that already. And we continue to do it every day. We don't have schools that are subpar because we made the effort to provide the best facilities possible to allow us to give our students the best education possible. And we will continue to do that. Mr. Head, you're doing Dr. here, you're doing a great job here. I appreciate you. You can just sense the climate here. And that's what it's all about. You've taken the infrastructure and the $4 million investment we did recently here and made it pay off. You can see it in the attitude of the students and how well they look and just their persona. You can't fake that. So I say thank you to Dr. Hill. Let's give Dr. Hill a applause. And with that, I say congratulations and let's continue the good work in San Bernardino. Thank you.
Say it one more time for Mr. Incredible Tillman. Now, please raise your hand if you like coffee. Yeah, there you go. And I'm so delighted that you're here because I say coffee because grande coffee. It would not be appropriate of me not to have you say a little something, Miss Grande. Just make sure you add a lot of Splenda in that and we're good to go, all right? Let's get her for Miss Grande.
All right, just so you know, I'm really fighting the urge to start singing. One of my many hobbies, I have 2 or 3 of them, plus my family, of course. One of my hobbies is karaoke. Yay, anybody else love karaoke here? Okay, I'm down here. Anytime, any place, as long as I get home by 9. Makes it a little tough finding karaoke places that start in the afternoon after school, but they exist. And I know this because I started one in my own home. So my other hobby that came out of being a new teacher in special education years ago, and I was given one assistant. I had, I think, like 9 children, and 7 of them in wheelchairs. One was a runner, and one was a biter. And teachers know what I mean when I say all that, right? And they're beautiful children, lots of antecedents. That means we have to figure out before it happens what's going to happen. So the fact that I come from a long line of gypsies really stood me, helped me a lot. And I knew, without even before teacher training, that the big deal with children is we have to learn how to read their eyes and their body movements and even the way they breathe. The minute they come into the door, we have to know exactly. So I didn't become a teacher until I was 50. So I was okay. And what I did immediately, I knew what I had to do. And I brought in puppets. Yeah, so now, 20 years later, that's one of my hobbies. I actually have a collection of, so I'm really excited. I'm doing this as a lifelong dream for me. I've had since February 14th, 1995, San Bernardino Valley College, and I met President Clinton. I was selected because at that time I had re-entered college. I had a series of low-paying jobs, a mixture of welfare, low-paying jobs, unemployment. And I went to community college because I heard Maya Angelou speak at Cal State San Bernardino. And she speaks as if she is talking to you. And she says, if you're thinking of going to college or straightening out your life or changing anything, just do it. Just do it. And to the tall lady, and it felt like, whoa, everything opened up, so just do it. What does that mean? So I filled out a FAFSA, step 1. And evolved. This is more than my 5 minutes, I'm sorry. It evolved, and here I am. Here I am, a lifelong dreamer. So I look forward to getting to know each and every one of you. There's 365 days a year. There's 180 plus school days, and we have 72 schools. So how many is that in a year? I hope to visit all of them at least once, maybe more. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Step here. So I didn't meet Maya Angelou, but I heard her speak, and she said to me that stuck with me is, people will forget what you do for them, but they'll never forget how you make them feel. And your words and your heart, I can just tell us, sign us up, we'll get more grandes. We'll give them those. And Roka, you said you sing, so we're gonna do a quick version of Sweet Caroline, okay? All right, here we go. We're gonna go sweet, instead of Caroline, we're gonna sweet grandie of mine. Then we go, all right, here we go. Sweet grandie of mine. Seeing you makes our hearts smile. So good, so good. All right, here you go. Thank you so much. Let's get over to Grande. A plethora of talent and people. Next up, we have our current superintendent right now and administrator in charge. Again, a woman with an amazing amount of passion, energy. She doesn't need coffee. She's just on fire all the time for our scholars in our community. I just want to bring up the great Dr. Sandra Rodriguez.
So I hear on that computer right there that we are streaming to every single classroom in this school. And so we can have the cheerleaders. Yes, you guys are being broadcast, so all your friends in all your classes are watching you guys right now. So let's give them a hi on the computer right now. Good morning, scholars from Warm Springs. All right, thank you so much, Dr. Rib. Good morning, and thank you all for being here today. This is indeed a very special day. It is my sincere pleasure to welcome all of you to the new and improved Warm Springs Elementary School. And as you can clearly see, it's an exciting time to be a student here in our school district. Today, we are kicking off what we're calling We Built This City Tour. And so we know that we have our councilwoman here today. So we're saying we built this city schools tour today. This is a $250 million investment in our students, families, employees, community that will benefit generations of students to come. And so we're so excited that we were able to make this investment, $250 million to upgrade the schools in our school district. Let's give that a round of applause. So as you drive by our schools in San Bernardino and Highland, you may already see that many of our oldest schools, like Warm Springs, have undergone significant renovations and remodeling. Other high-level projects include a $12.4 million state-of-the-art transportation and advanced technology center at Pacific High School that is the first of its kind in any high school in San Bernardino. So we're really, really happy about that. We also have a new cutting-edge career technology education facility at Indian Springs High School. And that will give our students an opportunity who are interested in manufacturing careers a jump start on lucrative careers that are in that field. So again, very excited about those opportunities for the students on this side of town. Work has already been completed on many projects around our school district, including the installation of solar panels in school parking lots, play areas that are shaded for the comfort of our students and staff, and there's so much more. And we're really excited to be able to showcase all the great improvements that we have around the district. And so why is this so significant to our community? It's because we're investing in our schools. We're really building a greater, stronger San Bernardino and Highland. By making this investment of our schools, it makes it more attractive for people to come and want to live here. And the people that do live here to be proud that they are from San Bernardino and Highland and that they choose to live here and raise their family. That's why it's so important. I too, like Mr. Tillman, am a graduate of our city schools. I'm a graduate, I won't say what year, but that's okay, I'm proud. 1990 Cajon High School graduate. And I come from a family of, this is my family business. My mom was a teacher, my dad was a manager in our school district, my brother, my sister-in-law, my sister, one of my other sisters, this is our family business. This is what we do. We work for the school district. And so we're committed. I'm committed, our community is committed, and I know the value of investing in quality education for our scholars. My nieces and nephews go to school in this district. So again, all very vested in making this community better. And of course, what we're celebrating more than anything else is the people that are behind the scenes that make all of this possible. And so I want to give some credit where it's due. I'd like to celebrate and acknowledge the leadership of our Administrator of Operations, Mr. Sam Precy. He's here today, if he could stand. Sam and the team that he leads with Tom Pace back there. Tom, if you could stand. These gentlemen are behind many of the designs, the work to make sure that it gets done. You know, we wouldn't be able to showcase so many wonderful facilities that our students deserve if not for the hard work and leadership from these two gentlemen. So thank you so very much for all that you do. These remodel buildings are a testament about the investment and again, giving what our kids, what they deserve. They deserve the very best. And so when they come to schools that look just like they do in high-end areas, that just shows the commitment that this community has to make sure that the youth of this community are getting what they need so that they can make the change that we need to see in the world. And it starts right here in our schools. So I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank some of our community partners that we came in a little bit late, but we have Loma Linda is here with us today, who's been a wonderful partner. So Christy, if you could stand. We're just so blessed to have so many wonderful partners in our school district. And Councilwoman Kimberly Calvin, who's here, is a great partner with us as well. And while she doesn't represent this area, she's committed to this city. She's committed to working in this school district and making our community better. So I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you to all of our guests and the students who are out there in those classrooms. Thank you. Thank you. We hope that you're enjoying the facilities. And I hope that you see that during this tour that we have of this We Built This City tour, that there's so many wonderful things and the best is yet to come. So thank you so very much for being here today and celebrating with us the great accomplishments of the investments that we've made in our schools. Thank you so much.
One more time for our fearless leader, Dr. Sandra Rodriguez. Next up, I just want to honor, speaking of Black excellence and our scholars, whether Black, brown, white, gender orientation, they can do amazing things. Ms. Calvin, would you like to say something to your people, our people?
All of our people, right?
Yeah, there you go. Let's give her a nice round of applause.
Well, good morning, parents. Good morning, administration, and good morning, scholars. This is your world. We're just living in it right now. But we're preparing for you to take over, right? You are our future. You do understand that, right? Everybody understands that? We're counting on you to lead this city. One day you're going to be a councilwoman or a councilman, or one day you're going to be a superintendent of this schools. But thank you for giving me the opportunity. I appreciate that. This is beautiful. It is exciting to see that our schools in the areas that maybe the most impoverished areas are now getting facelifts. That makes me feel really, really good, because we know that when scholars come to school and things are beautiful all around them, it helps them to learn. It helps them to feel appreciated and valued. And I think that that is the most important thing. So I appreciate SBC USD and all that you guys are doing to make this happen. And make it happen in the areas where are needed the most. Because everybody matters in the district and everybody matters in the city. And that is what we're doing in the city as well, is to make sure that the areas that have been most underserved in this city will begin to receive equality, equity. Equity is when you don't just give me something. Equity is when you bring me up to where everybody else is. And that's important. And so know that as councilwoman here in the city of San Bernardino, we're working on that as well. Thank you guys very much. And congratulations.
So we're celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King on Monday and his promise and his legacy. And as soon as you said bring up, I felt like I was at that mall. I was at that mall, and I wanted to give you a big amen. So amen. Thank you so much. All right, next up, safety is number one, both social, emotionally, and physically. And I can't thank Highland Sheriffs enough on my partnership with Lieutenant Super Duper, right there, Chief Walker, and Captain Giles for their endless, tireless commitment to make sure everyone is safe. So I want to bring up Captain Giles to say a little word. Let's give it up for Captain Giles.
I'm a little bummed this morning because the last time I was here, you were dressed as a hot dog.
Yeah, there you go.
And he tried getting us to dance, and it was, so I was hoping today you'd be in your big wiener outfit. Anyway, it's hard not to love this guy. I wish I had like the fraction of the energy that you have. And you talk about everyone else being a leader, but I don't think you get enough credit yourself. So it starts at the top here with you. And you can see it in your staff. You can see it in your students, your scholars, as you call them. So congratulations on everything and your leadership as well. But he's right, it's a great partnership that we have. Also with our school police, Chief Polino and his staff, we work a lot with them. I'm gonna just keep this real short. It's our job to keep everybody safe. And like the councilwoman said, this is the future, right? And there are gonna be future councilwomen and council members and teachers, but don't forget, the sheriff department is always hiring. Always hiring. So I would be failing if I didn't get up here and do a little recruiting once you guys get out of school. Come on down and join us, we'll hire you. So anyway, Doctor, thank you very much for your partnership, your leadership, and your friendship.
One more time for our protectors. Next up, I'm sure we have a lot of adults, a lot of people overlook you folks. Now we're going to hear the voice of our scholars. And we have many, many scholars to choose from. And, these two scholars are the best of the best of all of our scholars, but then they're just the best of the best, period. Again, it's just so hard to choose. So first up, we're going to bring up the wonderful sixth grader, Mr. Davian Mendez. Come on up, Davian. Let's keep it close to you.
Good morning. My name is Davian Mendez. I would like to start off by thanking the Board of Education and all the members of San Bernardino Unified School District and all the Orange Springs families who are present today. We are grateful for the facilities that have been provided to us, our new cafeteria front office, and improvements to our school have furthered our progress towards being successful. I have been a student here since kindergarten. I have seen the changes made to our campus, and I hope the further generation will be prepared to be successful and attain greatness. Thank you all for coming, and thank you to my family, teachers, community, and pouring into myself and my peers. We have big plans, and the greatness is around the corner. Thank you.
So this is his first time speaking in front of this many people. I hope you heard his heart. Love this young man. Let's give him a nice round of applause. All right. One of the many amazing programs we have here is dual immersion, and our teachers, you're going to hear more about them in a moment, but literally the best of the best. They poured into our scholars and with speech and with language, and AB now going to dual immersion. So we're gonna bring up our incredible Emily Soto, who's gonna do a speech in Spanish.
Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Emily Soto y yo soy una estudiante de la escuela Warren Springs Elementary. Yo he tenido el privilegio de atender esta escuela por los últimos 9 años de mi vida y estoy aquí hoy para presentarles el nuevo edificio de nuestra escuela. Este edificio nos ha apoyado en varios aspectos esenciales. Por ejemplo, la oficina de salud. Tiene más materiales para atender a los estudiantes de Warren Springs para asegurarse que la salud de los estudiantes sea la prioridad número 1 de la escuela y el distrito. Estoy agradecida por tener la oportunidad de atender una escuela como Warren Springs, porque me ha presentado mejores experiencias para aprender, maestros excelentes y amigas que me dan apoyo. Y con los nuevos cambios será un lugar especial por muchos años más. Finalmente, les quiero dar muchas gracias a ustedes por atender esta presentación.
Would you hire, are you ready to hire her for sure?
Especially higher bilingual.
Yes, all right, thank you, thank you. One more time for Emily Soto. Thank you so much. All right, next up, I want to bring up Ms. Daisy Ramos is a representative for a council, Democrat Councilor, Mr. James Ramos. She's going to present a certificate for our school, and instead of me getting it, I'd rather have the people who were here before me, our two incredible teachers. Would you stand up here for a moment? And just a quick plug, when you're speaking, please put the mic right next to you, okay? We have Ms. Calderon and Ms. Wonderful Sans. They are the best of the best. And that's so much to. So Ms. Daisy Ramos, come on.
Hello. So on behalf of the Assembly Member James Ramos, who continues to advocate and promote for education within our youth, we thank you for committing to not only our students, but to also the facilities. We often tend to put money into other buildings and we always forget about our students. And like Ms. Calvin had mentioned, students are our success and they are our future. So continuing to fund them is actually promoting our student success. And thank you for continuing to fund that. And on behalf of Assembly Member James Ramos, we want to go ahead and present you with a certificate of recognition for your work and your commitment to our students. So thank you.
One more time for Sir James Ramos. Loma Linda, I just wanted to share you some stories, right? Quick story, we had a child that had emergency medical during COVID, had a heart issue. And they spent a lot of the time at Loma Linda. The doctors there and people like you helped save them. He's now thriving. He's in junior high now. So thank you, University, for doing that great partnership. Thank you so much. All right. Next up, we want to bring up our incredible Administrator of Operations, Mr. Sam Precy.
Thank you, Dr. Hibb. Thank you all for allowing me to be here. I'm honored, and it's a wonderful event that Dr. Hibb, Communications, our leadership here put together. Thank you very much, students. You guys did an awesome job. My name is Sam Precy. I'm Administrator of Operations for the district. And first, just want to say thank you to our architects, which we're going to be hearing from in a little bit, PBK. They're here in the house, and we also have our contractors, Golfer Beatty, in the house as well. So thank you guys so much for all the great work you guys did here at this school, Warm Springs. As I scan this historic multi-purpose room, doesn't look like it now, but it used to be a single room Adobe schoolhouse with only 25 students. And look at it now. We have over 500 students at this school, and it looks fantastic. So great job to our architects, great job to our contractors, and great job to the district. Through the years, this school has grown, and it stood the test of time. and in its 170-year history, it's twice burned down, and it's almost been destroyed by an earthquake and a flood. I know, and it's still standing. So now here today, we need, like I said, it's over 500 students. More importantly, Warm Springs is also a safer school today through all the great work that they've accomplished. We have a single point of entry with intercom and buzzer system and more space to serve our families and for our students. We have brighter walls, new exterior, interior finishes, all of which bring this landmark campus closer to the standard that our students in this district deserve. These modernization improvements represent an investment of more than $6 million at this school site alone. And we have much more to come. As I mentioned earlier, $250 million worth of projects over just the next couple of years. And I'm not sure if we have any members from our Citizens Oversight Committee. Do we have any members here? I don't remember seeing them, but I do want to give a shout out to our Citizens Oversight Committee. These are volunteers that give their own personal time back to the district to help us make sure that every dollar we spend that we receive from our taxpayers through Measure N are put to the good use and in accordance with its requirements. So thank you to the Citizens Oversight Committee. You guys do an outstanding job for us. Let's see, before I turn the microphone over, I also want to give a round of applause, if you guys don't mind sharing this, with our facilities and our operations division. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the hard work. And more specifically, I'd like to recognize our director, Tom Pace, who has been instrumental part in renovating this historic gym. He truly deserves a round of applause. So thank you, Mr. Pace. We do appreciate it. Also, I'd like to recognize our contractors, Balfour Beatty. When they performed the work here, many of us were at home, and it was during COVID. And if you guys remember a couple years back, everyone was afraid about coming out in public spaces, getting back to work. We did a lot of work from home, but those folks were here, as well as many contractors in many of our school sites. And during COVID, we actually fast-tracked a lot of our projects. We figured if students aren't in school, we're going to get to as many sites as possible. And this was one of the sites that Balfour Beatty worked on. So thank you, Balfour Beatty. I know you guys are here. Really appreciate the dedication and the work that you guys did coming here in a COVID environment. So thank you. So in short, across all of our 110 square miles of San Bernardino Unified, we had numerous projects ongoing, and we want to ensure our students have the best possible experience every day. So thank you again for your support. We couldn't achieve this without all of you. So thank you guys.
One more time for Mr. Sam Presi. Now our beautiful, amazing cheer team. I know you've been standing for a while, and you see all those goodies back there. So I'll tell you what, as the next group of people come up, you're more than welcome to sit down with your families, okay? Just be back there and just cheer us on, and I'll call you up in a little bit. Is that okay? Is that okay? All right, amazing scholars. Go ahead. Go and walk on in. Go ahead. Let's give them a nice round of applause, folks. $1 million smiles. $1 million smiles. Good. All right, next up, we have an incredible group of people, but we only get to have one. We're going to have Mr. Mark Graham, who is the brainchild and the design. I build Legos. That's the extent of my expertise. And even I'm terrible. But without further ado, we'll bring up our architect, Mr. Mark Graham. And then also Mr. Slade, if you want to come stand next to him. You good? All right. Very good. This is a beautiful picture of Ebony and Ivory, right? The whole thing. So thank you so much for your heart. And thank you, sir.
Let's give a nice round of applause. All right. Slade, man, you got to come up, man. Okay, well, listen, it is ways at work. I love them. So, folks, it's such an honor to see all of your smiling faces and to see the young scholars moving up and with so much wonder and promise in their eyes. And that's just natural. I mean, you just can't buy that. And it just makes my heart feel great to see that. And so, I think one of the things that for me, and I think the rest of my team, it's an honor that we were given this opportunity to develop this project. And, just being a product of the hood, I grew up in Inglewood and similar to San Bernardino, and just having a lot of challenges with gang, I could have been in a totally different direction in my life. But going in this direction and being able to become what we are doing here and doing this for San Bernardino Unified School District and many other campuses as well. I'm talking about LA Unified School District, Victor Valley Union High School District, Palmdale, a lot of areas where there's Black and brown communities, and giving opportunity and developing facilities, expanding upon visions like Tom Pace and his group. It's just been a wonderful opportunity to do that. And I think what I wanted to say is, when you see, this year, what we're doing right now is we're developing schools not for fear, but for faith and for hope. Okay, that's huge. And when you have that mindset of developing schools like that, it's amazing how you can transform how facilities look. Instead of them looking like prisons and that sort of thing, now it's a place where schools are a center of community and the students feel it, okay? They're here, they feel like they're on common ground. They don't have to worry about anything that they're having on the outside because it's here and it's focused. And so I think, one of the things that is important is that, we're being given the opportunity to do that. We've been given the opportunity to expand upon the district's vision and kind of work that through. Dr. Rodriguez was talking about that with the equity, Kimberly Calvin, that whole thing, it is important. And if students have that exposure, it's wonderful to kind of continue. Over and over again, we've seen if you create facilities that basically are conducive to learning, the students will excel because it's for them too. King Drew Magnet High School, medicine and science in a real blighted community right now, 20 years, 25 years later, we did it for them. 95% of the students are moving on to higher education, that sort of thing. We're seeing the same things here. We've had an opportunity not only to develop this facility, also Del Rosa Elementary School, it's another one here. We've also done the Growing Hope Project, which is another one. There's a lot of opportunities that we're seeing, and we're so happy to have had that. The other part of it too is that our design team is diverse, okay? And I think that makes a big difference too. It's a diverse group of folks. We've got Black folks, we've got Hispanic folks working on it. Slade is a white guy, but I tell you, he's the greatest white guy around. I'm just saying, it's just a team thing. And he came from the hood. He came from this community, folks. So I think, really, he came through the schools and that sort of thing. So it's one of those kind of things of working through together to come up with products like you see here. And the other thing too, we have technology that's moving ahead, that's integrated here. The other thing that, as a lot of you guys know about, is this issue with the global warming. What we did here, this is the oldest facility in the district. The thing is, what's wonderful about it, we're reusing a lot of that, building, okay? We took a lot of the existing building and we just basically repurposed it or refurbished it. And from a sustainability standpoint, that's a huge thing because it's going to help the society, it's going to help the world, where we're not having to demo every time we rebuild. We're actually using old bones to use new buildings. So the less building that we have to build, it's saving the planet because it's less carbon. It's less carbon emissions that are created from cutting the lumber and all that kind of stuff like that. So again, we looked at all these things and trying to work through it. And we're just so happy to be a part of this and looking forward to the next step. So thank you very much and congratulations.
Appreciate it, sir. Thank you. I cannot get my beautiful wife and family members around you guys because they'd be like, hey, come work at our house. So thank you so much. Next up, there's a quote that says, no one gets anywhere without a teacher and a team of people. The next four people you're gonna hear speak, they're gonna speak to that. And I'm so stinking proud. Please give a welcome for this man because it's his first time speaking in front of people. And all the technology you see, literally, we're set up for not just the 21st century, but the 22nd century. Bill Gates should hire this man. I'm so proud of him. Mr. Luis Puebla, come on up here.
Thank you, Dr. Hibb. In expressing my significant gratitude for this incredible modernization of our school, I'm standing here with the considerable honor and privilege of communicating as a voice for the ambitions and dreams we have with STEM for Warm Springs students and staff. Much can be said of how these facilities will serve as beautiful meetings in forms we may never comprehensively understand. And from that comes a wonderful comfort. At Warm Springs Elementary School, we believe that we live with the ever-advancing impact of STEM all around us, and that influence will not diminish over time. We aspire to teach and orient our students with skills and aptitudes that will prove helpful long after they leave our classrooms. Whether it's instructing our students on the intricacies of coding, the sophistication of engineering circuits, or even the application of algorithmic thinking, we believe in preparing them for current and future STEM careers that are not yet in existence. The culmination of many remarkable people who brought this construction to fruition will help us reach those goals, leading us to maintain that numerous individuals will develop positive memories of these buildings. We are happy to announce that this MU room we are presently in will host a coding and robotics invitation on May involving several elementary schools. There are no simple words that can describe our appreciation for the success of this project, other than thank you. Thank you very much.
Did they do great? Let's give it up, Mr. Puebla. Thank you so much. Again, no one gets anyone anywhere without a, say again, no one gets anywhere without a teacher. If you can hear the many voices of our teachers, you would be blown away. But unfortunately, we can only choose a handful, and these two are just dynamite, and they are le creme de creme, le mejor de le mejor. First and foremost, we're gonna bring up Miss Wonderful Sons.
Good morning, everyone. Buenos días, padres. Gracias por acompañarnos. So my name is Lorena Flores Sanz. I am the 5th grade bilingual teacher here at Warm Springs, and I'm also one of the cheer coaches. I was hired in 1998, and it's been the only school that I've ever taught at. When I first started, the campus looked very, very different. Classrooms still had chalkboards instead of whiteboards. We had overhead projectors instead of our Elmos, and our school was painted a lovely combination of green and beige. I always thought that I would do my time here when I first got hired. I was going to do my time here, do a few years, and then go to one of the nicer and prettier schools where a lot of us did our trainings. I remember sitting in trainings and we would have to introduce ourselves, and I would say, "Hi, I'm from Warm Springs." And I would get the, "Oh, from Warm Springs." And what I soon learned at my time here is it's the people who make the community. I learned that our school had amazing people. The staff, I am so blessed to work with some of the most amazing people I've ever met. They have become lifelong friends of mine. Our office, our office help, our custodians, every single person, our administration. And we have had many, many administrators throughout the years. I think we've had over 11 or 12 principals. And I feel very lucky and very blessed that we now have Dr. Hibb here with us. He has been instrumental in our modernization. With every single principal that we would receive, we kept hearing, "Oh, our school's gonna finally get modernized." And we would all get excited. And then we would learn that that meant now we have hot water in the women's restroom. That was our modernization at times. Or we would now have AC units that worked. So I had personally given up hope that our school would finally get modernized before I actually retired. Then a few years ago, during COVID, Dr. Hibb invited me to attend the modernization meeting, and I was once again hopeful. I remember sitting there thinking, why am I here? We had architects and engineers, and we had important people in there, and I kept thinking, why did Dr. Hibb ask me to come here? I didn't understand how I was just a teacher. And they actually asked me to speak, and I spoke from my heart, and I said how Our school is deserving of a beautiful building. Our students deserve to walk into, a cafeteria, an office, a classroom, where not only is it aesthetically pleasing and beautiful and just as good as the schools in the north side of town, but also feel safe when they are here. And after that meeting, I remember walking away feeling hopeful once again. I truly believed it was finally going to happen after so many years. And today we have not only this beautiful cafeteria where we host school dances, we also have our awards assemblies here. We are going to have so many future events, and I feel proud to be here. I feel proud of the space that we're standing in right now. We also have a brand new parking lot along Rogers Lane that really facilitates student drop-off and pickup. It's safe, and we have more room for teachers and parents and staff members to park in. The student restrooms, they are updated, they are clean, they look amazing. I remember being in ELAC and school site council, and that was one of the concerns that parents had, and rightfully so. Our bathrooms are very updated, and now they look great. The students also can walk in and they see trees and plants and flowers, and it makes such a huge difference to walk onto a campus where you see that. Whereas before it was very bare, it wasn't very welcoming, and now walking in, it just feels good to walk in and see that around us. It makes me so happy to walk into our brand new office, because I remember what our office used to look like 25 years ago. And then it got a little bit better a few years later. But now, one of the most important things is the safety component. There is one single point of entry now. And it makes me feel good when I'm sitting in my classroom with my students, knowing that not only am I safe, they are safe. They have to walk in, they sign in, and it really, really makes you feel good when you know that you have that safety in mind. Our students, and like I said, our students, they deserve this. More than just for me, I'm just one person here, but our students, they work so hard every single day. They consider this their home. This is their home. And it just makes me feel so proud. And I'm sorry, I said I wasn't going to get emotional, but those of you that know me, I'm a big old crybaby, but
That's okay.
they deserve it so much. They deserve to come to school and know that they are valued and they are worth it, because they are. Our kids are just as worth it as the kids that are on the north side of town. And now when people tell me, what school are you at? And I say Warm Springs, I say it with pride, I say it with happiness. And I'm going to be here until I retire, until they tell me, you know what, Ms. Sands, it's time to go. You've been here long enough. And I'm just so happy. I'm so happy to be standing here, letting you all know that this is amazing. I'm so grateful for everyone that was involved in this process. Thank you, Tom. I don't know if you remember when I was there. I sounded very negative at that first meeting because I kept thinking, okay, they're gonna just, paint a wall here or there. But this is amazing. I honestly didn't think it was gonna happen before I retired. And I'm so happy that it finally did. I just want to say thank you. Thank you to every single one of you that made this possible. And thank you for letting our school reflect the greatness that we all know we have. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. That was a mic drop moment. Thank you so much. Next up, I saw the next teacher. I call our teachers life changers. I saw a yearbook. I won't say what year, late 80s, but anyway, and it had you in it. And so it was just amazing, amazing stuff. So the wonderful Miss Calderon.
Good morning. Good morning. Buenos días. Gracias a todos por estar aquí. I'm going to keep it really short. My name is Ruth Calderon, and I'm very happy to be here. I started teaching in 1995, not the 80s. But I believe I came when they had first installed the air conditioning in our school, because we were going to go year round. So I'm teaching now in my 28th class, and I'm the person who has been here the longest. Warm Springs has become my second home, and the children and staff, my extended family. For these 28 years, we have seen many kids and many staff come through, many principals as well. And we were waiting and waiting and waiting for much needed improvements to be made to our site. And I am so happy and so lucky that the time has finally come. The front of our school is beautiful, it's functional, it's modern. It's been a complete transformation. As Ms. Sands mentioned, we love the plants, the trees, the flowers, the colors of the school. The children love to congregate on this area. They have a place to sit and a place to be. And especially like the way it makes us feel. I think we are more excited to come to work every day. And the children are definitely enjoying every area that was transformed. We are secure also in the thought that the school was made safer by creating a single point of entry during the day. The school is bright and it feels hopeful, and it better matches the brighter future that we are trying to create for our students. Thank you very much to everyone who made this much needed and long awaited renovation possible, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for us. Thank you.
So Ms. Calderon, I know you're the longest serving teacher here, but truly you are young at heart, young in your energy, young in your life and passion for our scholars, and you are making a huge, huge difference. Thank you so much. Thank you. I wish I could bring all 500 of our parents and many community members up here to speak. They would share a powerful, powerful story. But we have an amazing parent here. Before we do that, if you're curious why I waited to this moment to honor our parents, there's a reason why, because you folks are la corazón de la escuela, the community. Thank you so much. With all the parents here, would you stand up for a moment? Parents, would you stand up? Stand up. Let's give our parents a nice round of applause. So we're going to bring up thank you so much. We're going to bring up Miss Patricia Rodriguez to come and speak on behalf of our parents.
Thank you, Dr. Hay. My name is Patricia. I am one of the friends here for one of the students. Her name is Esmeralda. First of all, I want to thank everybody that did this possible, the school board for having this beautiful building for all of us. I'm speaking from the heart. I've never done this before for school like this, probably in a video for San Andreas, but not like this. So excuse me my mistakes. It's a privilege to stand here in front of everybody and thank everybody for what we have built together. I am from the community. I came here a couple years because I did move to LA when I was, before I got pregnant for my daughter. And when I knew that I was pregnant, I was like, I'm coming back to San Bernardino because San Bernardino is my home. I grew up here and I'm gonna stay here. My daughter started Warm Springs, and when she started Warm Springs, at first she was scared. She was scared, she was nervous. But once we get to know the staffing, everybody, oh my God. My daughter's like, come transform me. She's like, Mom, I love this school. I don't want to stop. And there's not a single day that she does not want to come to school because she says, Mom, I love everybody. Dr. Hicks, always wonderful to me, the staffing, everybody, the coach, everybody. You know, it's not just the staffing, it's family to me and everybody else. You know, everybody that I conquer towards other families, you know, I call them also my family as well, for the reasons that I know that, you know, we grew together, and, you know, you guys not gonna stop seeing me because I'm gonna be here, you know, and my family tells me, oh, let's move from California, you know, go to LA or somewhere. And I refuse to go. Why? Because I wanna stay here until the last days of my endings. You know, and if I could get more people to come out here, I am, you know. And when people do tell my daughter, what school do you go to? My daughter says it loud and proud, I go to Warm Springs. And she says, go Dolphins. So I want to tell everybody, thank you, you know, for making this happen. You know, it's a privilege to stand here again, you know, and I'm happy for everybody that made this happen. Dr. Hibb, the staffing, the sheriffs for keeping us safe. You know, we see you every day after school, and we want to thank you for everything, you know. Makes us want to walk even more, because back then I used to take my car. and I see you guys more out there, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna go walking because I know they're gonna be in the corner of the street. Dr. Hibb, I see you walk all around the streets. You go down the donut shelves and stuff, and I'm like, hey, I'm getting happy too. So I'm happy. I'm happy that everything that we're doing together, it's together as in a family, and hopefully we make this grow bigger and get more students coming here. So yes, thank you everybody for doing this possible. Thank you.
Give a wonderful parent another round of applause. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. My gosh, how do you follow all these incredible individuals? I get the distinct pleasure of giving closing remarks, but my gosh, I was up till 1:30 last night. I'm trying to scribble things and take things. I want to make sure I do our community right by celebrating our history, honoring our current present, and pushing us forward to a dynamic future. So if it comes across off, I'm sorry, Mr. Tillman. I know I'm an at-will employee, so you can make that decision. So, and of course, I got Ms. Grande now, so we're good to go. All right. But it is a humbling honor to be part of such a rich history, beautiful present, and incredible future as a district, school, and community, and a people. 5.5 years ago, I walked on this campus, and I was blessed and honored to be given the opportunity to be the principal, to serve in a great community, to serve a great school. So thank you, board members, for taking it. It's a leap of faith for you folks too, because I came out of district. They had no clue who I was, and thank you for taking that leap of faith. I know that I'm from a long line of amazing principals that came before me. One in particular, Miss Anna Applegate, who I spoke this morning. I hear that the teachers are trying to create a 3D model of her and bring her back because we have a 3D printer back there. But to Anna Applegate, one of our administrators in charge as well, she was a phenomenal leader here, and she left an amazing, amazing mark. So let me tell you a quick story. One of my first walks around our campus, around our community, around our city, I overheard a person saying, "Good God, you work there?" And I was listening in, and they replied was, "Well, why did you say that? Look at the buildings." that I knew. But I wish, I didn't know them at the time. I wish I could have given them my eyes, given them my heart. I wish I could have invited them to walk in our doors. And I wish I would have given my hair. I'm just kidding, not my hair. But what they would have experienced was a beautiful narrative full of stories of a rich history, filled with twists and turns, highs and lows, endless achievements, success stories, multiple beautiful characters in this story of staff members, teachers, custodians, aides, librarians, lunch workers, rec aides, school police, sheriffs, and I think they would have blown away because they would have walked away saying, these people have resolved to say that we, the people of San Bernardino City, the people of Warm Springs, will listen to our hearts and we will write our best stories, and our best story is yet to come. In reading the history in preparation for this moment late last night, my eyes caught the sentence that stated, our school burned down twice and was rebuilt again. You see, it's not by coincidence, by chance, by luck, but it's by a passionate group of people. A we that believe there's something greater. See, you can give people money and they'll work for it. But if you give people a cause to fight for, they'll give their blood, their sweat, their tears. They'll do anything. In fact, our Incredible District's theme for this event is We Built This City Tour. Dreamt up by Mrs. Garcia and her team. And I want to make sure you know the word we, right? In Webster's dictionary is I and one more. In Spanish, it says nosotros, right? In my language, Cambodian, Tengoknia. Part of our district's beautiful community engagement plan states every person has value, deserves to realize full potential. So how can we make sure that every person, every child, and every scholar that walk through our doors feel valued and realize the full potential that Ms. Sanz and Ms. Calderon just mentioned? If we don't provide resources, finances, person power, facilities, community partnerships, a heart, and a si se puede mindset, we can't. We know the answer. We can't. And when Tom Pace and I met with his team many years ago and discussed the process, I was blown away. And by the way, I was hired at the same time as him. And he told me 5.5 years ago, I said, wait, don't let me share the story yet because I got to let them trust me first before they do that. And then sharing with the staff, they were like, there's no way. They didn't tell me behind, to my face, but I knew. They've been, right? They've been told this before. So, however, in the midst of this belief, I'm here to tell you that we, our district, we, Mr. Tillman, our incredible board members, we, Dr. Rodriguez, and all of our administrators in charge, we, Ginger Ontiveros, and her community cabinet team, we, our facilities team, Sam Pierce, Tom Pace, and M&O, we are parents, we are community partners, we are classified members, we are teachers, life changers, have delivered to give our scholars the most beautiful building that finally matches the treasure and the magic of the people inside. During my short time here, I come to know 4 magical truths about our people. And I assure you, these truths can be taken anywhere. Doesn't matter your orientation, doesn't matter your identity, doesn't matter your nationality. These 4 truths you can take with you anywhere, and it was seen here. And it's spelled, since I am an educator and an actor, it's spelled hope. So the first is H. Have a cause. Have a cause. Pursue something greater than yourself. One example of this was seen time and time again by our CAPS director, Mr. Linwood, who's sitting right back there, who I told time and time again, blow things up here, make it big. And he would go above and beyond his call of duty to serve our scholars, even when he was not on the clock. So thank you for representing, having a cause, fighting for more than yourself. The O is open your hearts to dreams. One of there's many examples of somebody opening their heart is I met with Mr. Parental many years ago, and I said, hey, we need to get our buildings ready to go for the 21st century. And he said, are you serious? And I said, yes, this is 2018. And I said, in fact, the board has allocated about $150,000. Really? Yeah, set up a plan. We brought teachers together, and guess what? 2018, we got more than enough, which, and I don't say this in a negative way, which, when the COVID crisis happened, we here were able to get computers out to our scholars quicker than any school. So thank you for being part of having open hearts to dream big. So thank you so much, Mr. Puebla, and our teachers for dreaming that. P, find people in your lives that will hold your hearts, speak the truth, and push you to your God-given dreams. Ms. Sanz, Ms. Calderon, our leadership team, our parents, my counselor, Mr. Wonderful Hooker, my assistant principal, Dr. Allen, my PF, Mrs. Parker, my parents, my secretary are the people I speak about that have spoken truth into me. And E, eyes, ojos, in Cambodian is pnate. Choose to have eyes. Life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You will get hit, ask our sheriffs and our police. You will have bumps and bruises. You will have challenges. Get up, keep your eyes on the prize, and run your race. Our 75 adults here on this campus are the eyes that I'm talking about. So in closing, if I were able to tell that person again 5.5 years ago and write a story, the story is titled, Yes, Good God, Look at what we have now for our community, our people, our scholars, We now have facilities that match the heart and the magic of our people, built by a we, full of people filled with hope, powered by a cause greater than ourselves. And in the words of the amazing flow rider, welcome to our house. Come on, here you go. Turn it up. Hey. Here we go. Come on. Come on, Tom. Ready? Ready, go. Ready? To my house. There you go. Thank you so much. All right. With that being said, welcome to our home. If you want to follow me out this door, we are going to do our ceremonial ribbon cutting. Thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing, amazing day. Go out. Let's take a bunch of pictures. Our amazing cheerleaders will lead you out there.